Hi, my name's Travis Smith, and as you can see, I'm an engineer. So, no, I'm just kidding. I actually came here from Raleigh, North Carolina. I packed my wife, Alita, and my two kids, Ronia and Samuel. One's 3 and one's 1, and drove 1,837 miles to this La Quinta Inn, which is where we spent our first night. It's been wonderful to be here. I'm the new priest in charge at All Saints Episcopal Church, just off of Taft, and I've taken Safi's place so you can tell him that I'm solving his problems, because he's not here today, so I can say that. So, I'm just kidding. He left after 29 years, and I'm having a very hard time following in his footsteps, and so it's been wonderful. I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. I grew up in what's now Shoreline. I went to the University of Washington. I went to General Theological Seminary in New York City, and then to Raleigh, North Carolina, where I studied at Duke Divinity School to get an extra master's degree. I came out here because, well, my family's in Seattle, and that's a good 6-hour plane ride to go back and see them with 4 kids, and you do the math, no one wants to do that. So, with 2 kids, one's 4 and one's 2 now, so no one wants to do that. So they come here because of the skiing and all the other things. But we are really blessed to be here. And I'm blessed to be a part of the Rotary Club. I'm obviously an Episcopal priest because I'm married. And
at this time, there is a Rotarian sitting at your table who is going to give you, each of you, a brochure listing the Rotary scholarship recipients that you have helped to fund for their education. Since I've had the opportunity in my career to work with these students over the years, I can assure you they have appreciated the scholarships. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce a student achiever this month from Thompson Valley.
Right, well, I plan on going to college, obviously. And I want to study biochemical engineering or possibly biomedical engineering and go into the sciences.
I'd like to invite Principal Chris Garcia from Berthoud High and our Teacher of the Month, Lori Brandwell, to please come up.
I just want to say thank you very, very much for what you do as a Rotary, for us, for all of our students and staff in the Thompson School District.
We appreciate that you honor education in this club, so thanks.
Lori, we have a certificate for you. It reads Teacher of the Month. The Loveland Rotary Club is proud to recognize Lori Brandwell for excellence in teaching and outstanding service to students and community of the Thompson School District. Along with that, we also have from Carino's Italian Grill a $40 gift certificate, and we also have a check for $200. Congratulations.
Introduce you to the new theme for next year. As you'll recall, the theme this year, the president, was building communities, bridging continents. President Banerjee's theme is reach within to embrace humanity. Within 4 hours, or by noon, on the 23rd, they had received over $1 million. So they extended that for another 24 hours. What they received in 48 hours was over $4 million. $4 million going to the Rotary Foundation for the funding of the grants that we...
Thank you, Jerry and Carol. Next, I'm going to ask our speaker today to draw 2 winning lottery tickets, one for $23, and for the lottery tickets, there's $5 to buy your own. Next, I'd like to invite Phil Farley to come up and introduce our program for today.
Well, I think we're really lucky today to have the chance to hear from Bill Cahill, the new city manager in Loveland.
You are actually the first service club that I've spoken to in Loveland. I'm not going to say that you are guinea pigs, but there is still time available to you to warn the other civic clubs before they have to have the experience you're about to have. It really has been a fun ride, an exciting ride so far. And I'd like to talk to you today about the future. The talk that I'm giving today is called Priorities for 2011. And I'd like to talk to you about the vision of the city of Loveland, how we're going to try to advance that vision and drive it forward over the next year, and what we think some of the future may hold throughout the rest of the year. And let me begin with a vision statement that was adopted by the city several years ago. And it is that Loveland is a vibrant community surrounded by natural beauty where you belong. And if you unpack that one phrase at a time, it gives you a pretty good clue to what the priorities and the goals are for 2011. The City Council met 4 weeks ago in their annual goal planning session, their annual advance, and really confirmed each of the things that I'm about to talk about today as being a goal or a priority for the city over the coming year. But let's take that sentence apart. First of all, Loveland, a vibrant community. Vibrancy, I think, as seen by the City Council and the leadership of the community, includes economic vibrancy, a place which is economically alive and offering opportunity to everyone. It's also a place that is a vibrant community in its social relationships and the way that people connect with one another. Natural beauty is a great indicator of another area for the council, which is quality of life and the unique quality of life that people enjoy here. People say, well, that is very Loveland-esque. Most communities don't have that kind of an adjective about them or their way of life. And I think it's a signal that this community has always cared deeply about its quality of life and will continue. The last part, where you belong, indicates a safe and welcoming community. The number one priority for the year is public safety. That's not a new priority. The number one priority for the year is public safety. That's not a new priority. That is one of the oldest and most traditional priorities for local government in America. We are no different than anywhere else in that respect. But public safety, police and fire, really are the first call upon us as a community, as a responsibility, to assure the safety of our citizens. But there are two things that are going to happen this year that are maybe a little bit out of the norm in public safety, and both of them are regional initiatives, where we are reaching out beyond the borders of our own municipality to engage with other people for some interesting new things in public safety. The first is the effort that's been going on for a couple of years now on engaging the city and the rural fire district surrounding the city into a new structure of governance to collaborate more effectively in fire prevention and putting out fires. A second regional safety kind of initiative is one that we'll be meeting on in about a week and a half with the Weld County Board of Commissioners on, and that is a regional crime lab. For crimes that were committed in northern Colorado today, we have evidence that's processed and looked at by a variety of crime analysts throughout the region, different jurisdictions. And a lot of it is dependent upon the state crime labs in Denver, which have gotten slower and slower in their response in the processing of evidence. So Weld County, Larimer County, the cities of Loveland, Greeley, and Fort Collins are looking at joining together to create a regional crime laboratory. The second priority that the council has set forward, and one that they made very clear during every day of the interview process for this job, is economic vitality, economic development. The thing that we get the most questions about wherever we go is the ACE project, which is the joint partnership of NASA and the Colorado Association for Manufacturing and Technology, CAMT, which is currently searching for a site somewhere between Loveland and Denver to locate the ACE campus, ACE standing for Aerospace and Clean Energy. A project that will draw national attention, that could result in the creation of thousands of jobs. And of course, I think in northern Colorado, you would probably have to be completely disconnected from the world if you did not know that we are proposing the former HB Agilent campus here in Loveland as the perfect place for that particular venture. We're also on the verge of several different things in downtown because downtown is an economic development activity. And I'll challenge you to think about it. Think of any great city that you know of or a city that you admire, and I'll bet you that city has a pretty good downtown. The other thing, which is a little longer term in economic development, is that this year we expect to complete an economic development strategy. The third area of emphasis, very broadly, is quality of life, and this introduces some initial city effort in an area that we haven't really done much before. Finally, I want to talk about budget balancing, because this is one of the top 3 things that the City Council really addressed to all the candidates for the city manager slot when they talked to us in last August. There is about a $3.5 million structural gap in the city's general fund budget that we need to get on top of to make sure that we have a viable and sustainable budget future for the city. This year we'll be adopting a raw water supply master plan to help govern that. An update of our comprehensive plan, which governs a lot of different aspects of city activity over the next decade or 2 decades. I thank you for your attention, and I would be glad to answer questions. I know that we're probably exhausted in terms of our time, but I'd be glad to take a few.
On behalf of the Loveland Rotary Club, I'd like to give you a small gift as a token of our appreciation, and also a copy of the Rotarian magazine. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, and we hope you won't be a stranger, that you'll come back and join us again. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you.